So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this webinar, Roadmap to US CMA. And we have the panelists here, which I'll be introducing ahead. So, first, I'll introduce Mr. Gopal Butadia, who is the VP Finance at Agratas at Tata Enterprise. And he's also a mechanical engineer, graduated plus cost and management accountant qualification with 30 years of experience in various areas and at the various capabilities and capacity in manufacturing, finance, cost controlling, and MIS, SAP, ERP, EVM in automotive and project industry. We have Mrs. Srividya Rajaram, country head India at Hawk International, Masters in Human Rights, PGDBA, MCOM, and Japanese language proficient. She is a postgraduate diploma in business administration from Pondicherry University, and she has over 2 decades of experience. She has passionately devoted herself to the education sector. We have the third panelist, Mr. Ronak Baheti, who is himself a CMA, MBA, MCOM, and Business Relationship Director at Hawk International India. He's a certified management accountant professional having 16 years of experience. And finally, we have Mr. Sumit Tiwari from Task Academy, who is currently serving as a CFO at Talkspress Technique India. He's widely experienced in all areas of accounts, finance, taxation, as well as auditing. Previously qualified as a CA, US CMA, US CPA, and he has recently added an Australian CPA to his repertoires. So I welcome you all, panelist members, and we'll have further the questionnaire rounds where I'll be shooting a little questions about USCMA in a generic manner, and roadmap planning, exam structure preparation, eligibility requirement, cost and finance consideration, and career opportunity. So my first question would be from Mr. Srividya, Mrs. Srividya. We will have the question on roadmap and planning. What does a typical roadmap or study plan looks like for something aiming to pass both part within a year?
So if somebody is aiming at completing both the parts of USCMA within 1 year, it is very much possible. Although the average time which IMA states is between 12 months to 18 months. So this comes very much within the time period. And one of the benefits here and the flexibility that the candidates have is the exam windows. So IMA has 3 exam windows. I see this as a very positive point. Um, the windows are in a gap of every 2 months. So Jan, Feb, May, June, again September, October. So when you overall look at it, it gives you 180 days of free exam window out of the 365 days. So in my tenure, I have also seen candidates who have given one paper in January and another part in end of February, and they have completed. I'm sure they must have spent 6 to 9 months prior to the exam window in their preparation. So ideally, every part should be having a 4 to 5 months of preparation time. And Hawk LMS has a system in place which helps them to clear within the 1 year period. So there is something called the pass map. So when you say roadmap, so I'm complementing that with the pass map system that Hawk systems have. So how the pass map works is when you set an examination date, like today, as we sit in the month of December, if I plan to complete by next year, December, I'm taking that as an example. So I should be setting a date, right? So probably June 2025 as a date for my one of the parts, and September 2025 as my second part. And I register today for Hawk and I start my preparations. So at least 3 months I'm spending on the material, and the pass map gives me the schedule for every week what I have to study. So the similar system is followed by the instructors at the training providers place like yours. And it is easy for them to have that roadmap in place so that in 3 months the preparation is done and the last 45 days are spent on mock exams and review. So if somebody is able to follow the path map, the roadmap to achieve and becoming a USCMA, both the parts, clearing both the parts is possible within 12 months. So this would be my point. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, ma'am. So, parallelly, you have answered my second question that how can Hawk LMS help the aspirant? So, that was a great enlightenment on the planning and roadmap to USCMA.
Okay.
I would like to ask this question from Ronak about the eligibility and requirements. So, what are the educational and professional experiences requirements to qualify for the CMA certifications?
For CMA, you need to be 18 years at least. After that, only you would be eligible to start preparing and writing the examination. However, I personally feel that it requires a bit of maturity and basics. Your fundamentals in accountancy should be very thorough. So before you plan to start CMA, there is one qualification called FMAA from IMA, which talks about the fundamentals of accountancy. That is something I recommend as a crash course, probably, if you can say, to do it from Sumit sir and get the fundamentals right, because that is where you build on. And then when you go to the US CMA content, this is more elaborative, and unless your base is proper, you would not be able to understand. So instead of just jumping to CMA, FMA is the first qualification that I would recommend. Do the bridge and then gradually prosper to the US CMA, because in FMA, about 20% of what you learn in US CMA is already covered. So it would also enhance your confidence. So criteria is just that 18 years you should be, but my personal suggestion would be to just have your basics proper before you get into CMA, and don't rush into CMA in the first step.
Okay, thank you so much. So next, Sumit sir, could you enlighten us about how could you break down the structure of CMA exams during, including the topic covered in each part?
Okay, yeah. So, like CMA exam is divided into two parts. In the
Mm.
first part, it is financial planning, performance, and analytics. Okay, so for that, basically, you should have, as just Ronak says, you should have a technical capability, and this part is slightly in detail. Okay, so in first part, the topics which we are going to learn is external financial reporting decision, planning, budgeting, and forecasting, performance management, cost management, internal controls, and technology and analytics. Okay, so this part started from reading of the financials. Okay, so whatever may be the previous means how to prepare the financials or what are the accounting concept that we can learn in an FMAA. Okay, but if someone has a strong accounting background, then he can start part one immediately. Okay, so I already conveyed the topics covered in a first part, and in second part is basically it is a decision oriented and the financial management oriented topics. Okay, so the part two is strategic financial management, which includes financial statement analysis, corporate finances, decision analysis, risk management, investment decision, and the professional ethics. Okay, so for that, for the second part, it is mostly based on how you are going to take a decision, means the financial decision, like whether you need to invest or not, whether you need to manufacture in your factory premises or you can outsource. Okay, so this kind of decision making topics which we are going to cover in a part two. So these are basically the topics in USCMA.
Similarly, just like Srividya ma'am, you have already covered my three parts of the questions in one set itself. That was superb. You're saving my timeline here. So, generally, I would like to know what is the typical timeline to prepare if I am already into any academic, let's say if I'm doing any undergraduation or I'm doing a post graduation, along with how convenient it is and how much timeline does it require to prepare for to pass the CMA examination.
See, basically, each part most probably means on the basis of my own study and the teaching experience, I can say like almost 150 to 170 hours you need to spend, means to prepare properly. Okay, so if you consider this 150 to 170 hours, that you can cover in 3 to 6 month time for single part. Okay, so you can complete both the part in a 6 to 12 month. Okay, and now it is up to you, I mean, whether you want to spend 2 hours in a day or the 6 hours on every Saturday, Sunday, weekend. So it is up to you basically, but more or less 150 to 170 hours of preparation is required to appear for an examination.
So, sir, keeping in mind that how Task and ISME co-jointly has designed this USCMA course in here live online on weekends. So, how much time would it take for them to complete their preparatory course?
Yeah, prepare I mean the classes which we are going to conduct, this is somewhere around 60 to 80 hours, I can say. And the 80 hours of practice the student need to do on their own. Okay, so in class we mostly cover, see, as we are providing an Hawk LMS. Okay, so it already have almost 2000 practice questions. So
Yes.
out of that, 20% question we are going to cover in a class, so that student can they can basically familiar with how they need to approach for solving the questions. Okay, then means they can understand the time management, how we need to prioritize the strategies while solving the question. Okay, so that they can learn in a class, and after that on their own they need to do almost, I mean, the 1500 questions they need to practice on their own. Okay, so from Hawk LMS. So all together means, even if I consider the 60 to 80 hours, the class timing, in another 60 to 80 hours, they can easily prepare, like they can solve the, complete the LMS, and they can prepare for an examination.
So, so we have all the discussion related to the preparation here. So we have Gopalji, who himself is a CMA. So I would like to ask Gopal sir, what are the key benefits of becoming a CMA, since you have a 30 years of experience post CMA certifications of yours? So particularly in comparison to other accounting certifications like CPA or CFA, how what are the key benefits we will get if we are a CMA graduate or CMA certified?
Yeah, thanks, Akshay. Just a quick audio check. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks. Uh, the couple of things that CMA offers, and while doing CMA or CPA or CFA may rest with the individual choices, let me elaborate what CMA offers over the other two options. Now, CMA, if you look at it, provide you one with the very diverse career. And what do I mean by the diverse career opportunities? So let me elaborate on that. CMA roles basically are the MNCs or the multinational corporations are looking for basically the management accounting. It all start with the management accounting. Now CMAs, as I see or as I evolved into my professional journey, I see CMAs as the business partner. They are not looked at the pure finance professional, but they are being looked at as a business partner who basically are act like a mini CFOs to a SBUs or the strategic business unit, and then they guide every SBU to achieve their desired outcome. They are part of the strategic management team, because when you look at the role that strategic management or the business strategy team does is all basically scenario planning, evaluating options, evaluating multiple pathways available to us, evaluating make versus buy decision, evaluating whether to invest capex, how much to invest, what are my returns. These are all basically the decisions that CMA is very integral part of, and they drive the business decisions. They are all focused on basically the cost efficiency. Now with the say organizations are open to the global competition, not the local competition. Cost plays a extremely important role. Understanding cost drivers, how they drive organization, where organization need to focus, need to prioritize. That's where then the CMA plays a pivotal role. Then if I look at the other options, those are available like CPA, say certified public accountant or certified financial analyst. They are addressing a very focus area. Say CPA looks at more of accounting, auditing, taxation expertise, or CFA is more of investment management, portfolio management role. So they are addressing a very niche segment, whereas the CMA is addressing a absolutely diverse canvas. And that's where the CMA had a greater opportunities, and CMA can do their own independent practice as well. So these are the multiple options or opportunities available to CMA.
So, how does the CMA certification enhances a career prospect and a earning potential for finance professionals in comparison to any other certifications or licenses?
As I explained and touched upon few of the areas basically, so when you practice that in an organization, and
Mm.
that's how you keep diversifying your horizon within an organization. Say I came from the engineering background, and that gives me an added advantage to connect with my business partners. Let it be the sourcing head, let it be the operations head, let it be the R&D head, let it be the sales and marketing head, and I can correlate with what they are anticipating from me or what they are expecting from me. It basically helped me understand what they needed. And as I said, CMA act as a business partner. They are not doing auditing of the function or the trying to post people that these are the processes one need to adhere to. They become part of addressing the user's requirement. So you don't limit yourself to a specific domain or area. The canvas is wide open. It's on one's ability, how they capture the opportunities, how they grow in an organization.
Yes,
So
sir.
you have a very wide canvas to work on through CMA.
So related to that, sir, let's consider me. I'm just a fresh CMA graduate. What type of roles and industry I can get into with the value of CMA certifications?
If you look at, say, suppose you are a fresh graduate and trying to enter into an organization,
Right.
to and I can quote my example that I continue to keep recruiting the team members in my area. So I need one is basically to what I see when somebody is qualified CMA. So the basics are anyway strong. Otherwise, then these are the professional exam. You don't get qualified without understanding the subject, right? So
Sir.
what we are then looking for, how good he is in communication,
Mhm.
then how good he is able, how he is displaying his team ability, team spirit. And once I recruit him, then I keep rotating team members. So you become say sourcing finance, then tomorrow operation finance, then day after say R&D finance. You keep rotating say treasury operations, they corporate finance. Keep yourself rotating after say 2 to 3 years. Try to understand the different elements of finance in an organization. So you become a wholesome leader. To start with, you can start with a basic finance, then you can leverage technology. Now technology is getting added to the or assisting us in making decision making. So I have ERP, I have AI, ML coming into the fold. So one need to be aware of, and the young generation anyway, they are very tech savvy. So they can incorporate technology, understanding of the subject knowledge, and then start their career and keep basically ear eyes open to keep seeking the opportunities and keep themselves rotated in various functions within finance. That's my advice to the aspiring CMS.
Okay, sir, thank you so much. So, Sumit sir, is work experience in a specific field required, or And can experience gained outside of the US be counted for this CMA certifications or getting into the corporate post that?
See, actually, it is not mandatory that you should have a particular qualification before start to do the CMA. The only thing is that you need to complete the graduation within a certain period of time. Maybe it is 3 to 4 years. Okay, but if you have a accounting background, then you would be in a better position to understand the concept. Okay, so like accounting or the audit background or like analyst background, then it is basically you would be in a better position to understand the concept actually. Okay, so I mean, officially it is not required that engineer also can do the CMA. The only thing is that he need to like if you want to switch from engineering background to finance background, then he need to like work means the study hard so that he can get the understanding of the concept.
So you mean to say we need to either we need to have a basic of accounts or we
Yeah.
need to start from the basic of accounts so that we can cope up with the curriculums or subjects which are there in USCMA so that we can have we can crack the examinations.
Yes, correct.
So what all kind of certifications or any pre knowledge of accounts are required if I'm from a non finance background, sir?
So it is basically you need to have a basic accounting knowledge. Okay, it is not like this that you should have a knowledge of all accounting standards and everything. Okay, but you should have a I mean the what is the debit, credit, or a basic accounting knowledge you should have. And for that, as like Ronak suggested, I mean IMA also have FMA course. Okay, so if you can pursue this course, that you can finish in 3 to 4 month time. Okay, and this will give a little, a good exposure of the accounting. Okay, and it is help you to prepare for your CMA exam.
So what I understood is it is not like CPA where eligibility is minimum that you should be from the finance background at
That is
least.
not the case.
Here, even if you have a basic knowledge and which is not even in your certificate that you are from the finance background, so you are qualified to, pursue further for the USCMA. Right,
Correct.
sir. So
Yeah.
that's great. So I'll move on to Hawk team here. Ma'am, how recognized is US CMA certification internationally, and does it offer a competitive edge in global market?
So one of the highlights of USCMA is it's considered as the global passport. So the term US has been added to the CMA program because earlier it was not the case. It was the CMA program, while the other CMA programs, like in India, it was called as the ICWA. But later, the name for the Indian CMA, Indian ICWA, got changed to CMA. So to differentiate that, the terminology has been added. So it can be like understood. Okay, this is a global certification. So USCMA is a global passport, and it doesn't have any geography restrictions. And when you look at the opportunities, whether a person is able to go abroad and work, whether it is Middle East or GCC countries or US or any other country, but now with the change in the dynamics of business globally, a lot of US organizations are already having their offices in the rest of the world. Especially if you look at India, there are many US companies in India who are aware of US CMA, and people are getting employed in those companies within India itself. And they are able to kind of benchmark their packages as well to that level where they are as of working outside India. Opportunity wise, as Gopal sir mentioned, the verticals where a person can shift and on a rotational basis can gain the experiences. So that is very much true, and that helps the person to climb the ladder globally as well. So when we look at the opportunities for US CMA, it is not restricted to US, but it's applicable globally.
So, is there any difference between the CMA exams offered in US versus any other country?
If you're talking about the US CMA, globally the examination is same. So there is no change in the format or in the toughness of the program or anything. So the syllabus and everything is going to be same. But if you're asking this as a question, whether there is any other any other CMA program just like the US CMA, in India we have the Indian CMA program. I think it has around 20 papers and it takes around 2 to 3 years to complete for a person who has a accounting background. Uh, Apart from that, I don't think so there is any major difference in the exam pattern or in the credibility of the US CMA globally. It's the same, whether you take the examination in India or US or Australia or China or anywhere. Does this answer your question or is it a different?
Yes, definitely, ma'am. So I just wanted a little clarification since I know a little about USCP also that we have 7 prometric centers here in India where we
Yeah.
can get our exam conducted in. So how about the CMA? How does it conducts an examination? What is the exam pattern? What all things it takes into consideration?
So in India, there are 8 prometric centers in all the major cities. I believe it's in Delhi, Kolkata, Hyderabad, Chennai, Kochi, Bangalore, Mumbai, and Pune. So these 8 cities, I think the prometric centers are available. And as I already mentioned, the exams are open 180 days out of the 365 days.
Right.
During these exam windows, Jan, Feb, May, June, and September, October, a person is free to choose the examination date. It's always better to pre-book the examination date as that date is your preferred date because uh, there will be so many people who will be trying for those exam dates as well. So examination wise, there are 2 slots in a day again. So morning 9 to 1 and again 1 to 5. I am free to choose whichever slot I want, whichever window I want, and book my examination. The first 3 hours is going to be for the multiple choice questions, which covers 100 multiple choice questions to be attempted. So that's when, as Sumit mentioned, time management is not just at the time of your preparation, but also how you handle those 3 hours for the multiple choice. And when you are able to complete more than 50% of the passing criteria set by IMA during that multiple choice question, 3 hour tenure, that is when the case study paper is going to open. So when it opens, it's going to be having 2 case studies which needs to be solved within 1 hour. Approximately 30 minutes you are spending for each of the case studies. So unlike other examinations, which is for 3 hours, so US CMA exam is going to be for 4 hours. So one of the mindset that candidate should have is, I have to be there, present, giving my, responses to each of the question that the computer is going to throw for next 4 hours. And every minute, every second counts there. Uh, when we look at the passing criteria, when I mentioned 50% and above, uh, we seriously feel that considering 50% as a passing mark for the case study to open should not be the aim because the exam is going to be for 500 marks in all and the passing percentage is 72%. So if you score 360 and above, that's when you're actually passing the US CMA. And 360 is a borderline. So people have to be really conscious about you cannot be scoring 50 in the multiple choice. And again, what if you score another 50 only in 50% only in your case study? So end result on an average, you only get 50%. You don't get 72%. So awareness about how the scoring is done, how the marking is done, how the each question is given as a weightage. All of this has to be understood by a candidate before they actually go for the real examination. That's when the Hawk mock exams play a very vital role. We have 2 mock exams for each of the part. We are also in work in progress introducing one more mock in the Hawk exam system, in the LMS system, to give the idea to the candidate that how much ever you feel that, okay, you would score 50 to 60 in your multiple choice, you may think like it is sufficient. It's actually not. So the more testing has to be done, and mock exams have absolute new questions. So there is no scope for the person to have an idea about, okay, this is the same question which has come in my practice questions, that is 2000 plus questions. No, it's absolutely new questions taught in the same process as how IMA would set its examination. And the visual of the examination in Hawk LMS is same as how the prometric testing is done. So it gives a comfort zone for the candidate, whether mentally or visually, that, okay, I am giving a prometric kind of an test, even when I'm giving it at home or at the institute when I'm attempting for the mock exam. See, when we are looking at the, the concept of, it's a part and parcel of the examination. You have to attempt 200 questions in 3 hours. Is it possible for me to attempt 100 questions today sitting here? We'll have to look at that aspect. It's not possible in this dynamic world of, having all the distractions that we have in that 5-10 minutes also. And it's more than difficult for the current generation and the candidates who are preparing for the global certification like USCMA. So one of the advice that we give in all of the sessions is the candidate should be taking 25 to 30 questions from the Hawk LMS every single day. And every week, they should be taking random questions from the practice questions. That is, 100 questions has to be taken. And there are 40 plus case studies which are available for each part. They should be given with 2 case studies every weekend to solve. So only if you're going to have this kind of a practice when you're preparing for 3 to 4 months, it's actually possible to attempt for 100 questions in one shot and then go beyond that when your case study opens, and then you're going to attempt for the 2 case study exams. Because case study, whether it is 2 case studies with 5-6 questions or whether it is 100 multiple choice questions, we consider everything as a case study. Even a multiple choice question is a case study. So the approach has to be completely different. Although I have not taken the USCMA exams, Sumit, Ronak, and Gopal must have taken the examination. So I would request them to add the inputs about how they face those questions. So I hope this answers your question. I may be going a
Definitely. So
little
I must
outside the
insist.
topic. Yeah.
Definitely, ma'am. So I must insist, Ronak, could you elaborate a little bit about the how ma'am has portrayed it and what all things are essentials in here? Since you were pursuing your CMA and you cracked it and you became a CMA certified. So,
Okay. So for me, I have always felt that a US CMA qualification is a temperament examination. You may have all the knowledge, etc., but how do you perform like a cricketer? How does he perform in that match when you have a lot of pressure, you have people watching? Similarly, in exam, this is a professional exam. First and foremost, the biggest mistake that students do is they have a different mindset of how we've cleared our Indian exams, right? Like in the last 15 days, if you study, you can clear the exam, at least pass. I'm not saying the highest scores, but at least pass. I started with the same mindset. However, within 2 weeks, I realized that's now how this would function here. And I actually got sold because for the 2 papers, that's why I actually started doing this. But then the moment I stepped in, after 2 weeks, I realized it may appear just 2, but it is so vast and so elaborative, because each of the 6 core competencies in each part, they are equivalent to 1 paper. So don't take it very lightly just because there are 2 papers and there are other qualifications with more papers. In the examination, when they are testing you for each part, here you do not know from what part the computer is going to throw the question at you. So if you, for some reason, you have left a certain portion for during the preparation and questions come from that, there are high chances that you would not be clearing the examination. And 72% is the pass mark. And a lot of the other qualifications, just 50%. You still have a shot if you miss out a couple of questions here and there. So I think US CMA is something where they test you on the temperament. And I personally feel it is more about how uh, a CFO enters in the office, for example. Okay, one question, he gets one problem related to audit, one probably on professional ethics, one on IT, one on something else. So one after the other, these questions come. They don't announce that I'm coming, this problem I'm about to come for the CFO, right? So CFO, his mind is attuned to receive these kind of questions one after the other, one after the other. Similarly, in the US CMA examination, when you are preparing and you are also writing the exam, the questions come up like that. So during your preparation and you are writing the examination, your mind is already attuned to these kind of scenarios, which is very real life scenario. So US qualification, I personally feel they are very real life scenario oriented qualification. So in my previous role at Entity Data also, I did not have any prior experience in finance. I was into business development. I completed this, and because of this, I got the opportunity to shift my industry after 12 years and join Entity Data, which is amongst the top six IT companies. And I directly landed up in FP&A. So CMA qualification are qualified professionals are ideally suited for financial analysis. Tell the company this is where you are, this is where we need to go. How do we need to go? So if I talk about my role, uh, in my role in my previous organization, my work started after the month end closed. So all the invoices, etc., were put into SAP. So after the month end closed, I had to pull out the data from the SAP and see the budget that I had created, the forecast I had done, what are the variances that has happened, how true we are to the budget, whether it's good, bad, and then give these analysis to my CFO. So if you pursue US CM and you get into the FP&A team, you would always be part of the blue eye team of the CFO, because this is a very niche team which helps CFO with the insights to take decisions. Even though as we are advancing, we have a lot of these tools that are available in and as we speak, and it's not that they're going to take up our jobs. And how Brian rightly says that it would take up the jobs for the ones who do not know how to leverage these tools. So you are expected to know the basics, accounting, all of that, at the same time know how to leverage these tools in order to deliver better results. So my interaction with my CFO was on the day-to-day basis, and whatever analysis, etc., I used to do, basis those, the CFO used to take business decisions where the company should be heading and taking the next step. So I personally feel a US CMA qualification a very crucial qualification, and you'll always be very integral part of the organization and also of the top leadership group. Does that answer the question? Or
Definitely, definitely. I would like, it was very interesting, and the journey what you have traveled through to land up here. I want to have my audiences a little bit more know-how about the CMA's journey. Sumit sir, you have been a CMA and you are a CFO of Talks Pressure Techniques. Could you share a little bit of your experience? And then I'll move on to Gopal sir, since he is also and from the manufacturing industry, from a world-known brand, which is the pride of India, Tata Motors. So, Sumit sir, starting with you, can you share your CMA journey?
Yeah. So like about academics, basically, I mean, because I pursue the CMA on almost after 10 years of my work experience. So the kind of problem which we face in the organization and why we need the CMA, that I'm able to evaluate while doing this course, and I'm able to correlate whatever the practical problem we are facing and how can I get the solution from the CMA study. Okay, after that, once I complete the CMA, and then I try to apply the principles which I learn in a CMA, okay, and to the practical problems, and I would be in a position to take a decision in a more faster way, basically. Okay, so that is the benefit of CMA. And second issue, sometimes we are aware about the concept, but when we need to apply that, we don't know, okay, or we are not able to arrive at a decision. Okay, now we need to apply this concept, and accordingly we need to solve the question. It is like this. Okay, so in that situation also, means the like the study of the CMA is very much useful for me. Okay, and yeah, so like this is basically the practically we are I mean it is beneficial for the it is beneficial for the particularly the person who is playing a role in a finance department. And the most important is basically the costing mechanism. Okay, and for that there are several cost concepts which we are going to learn in a CMA. So particularly if the organization is from manufacturing unit, they continuously need to evaluate what would be the cost. Okay, sometimes what happened, whenever we project something or budgeted something, the actual situation is not as per the budget. Okay, so we need to evaluate how I can find out the variation, the reason for the variation, what corrective action we need to take. Okay, so that all thing you are able to, means the systematically how you can apply for tackling this kind of situation, that benefit you can get from the CMA course actually. So this is basically, I mean, as a CFO, I'm working for an German organization, and that is basically the benefit which I can derive from the CMA course.
Okay. So, and Gopal sir, how about your journey, sir?
So after completing my engineering, then always wanted to pursue the higher education. The options that I was exploring is either MBA or something else. And when I say discuss with industry experts and understand, full-time MBA will be more valued, and part-time MBA are not recognized widely. And I was not having option of jumping onto the full-time education further after my engineering. So then when I was looking at the options, understand the CMA course, I went into more deeper, and then probably it was in somewhere in 1989, 1990, that then the India was, MNCs are coming to India, they are setting up their bases there, and then many people who are say spend good amount of time in industry says ki CMA coupled with your engineering background will be an very absolutely add-on. And why don't you look at that? I said, ki, I do not have the accounting background. I am engineering graduate. Says, ki, no worry. Once you jump into the water, you will learn swimming. And that's how probably I started my journey. And by God's grace and my hard work, probably I could clear my CMA exam every group after group along with my job. And that was a bit tough initially, but then once you are determined, then you can always find path for yourself. You can always find time for yourself. So along with my job, then I completed CMA and switch over to the finance role. And as the Ronak and Sumit have explained, basically then once you are into, then you are into the multiple finance discipline, say FP&A, corporate office, strategy, international business, implementing SAP, CO module. So I played different role in my professional journey. And while longest stint in Tata Motors, I worked with Kalyani Group, I worked with Thermac Group, I worked with Force Motors. So I had worked with different business conglomerate. And now I'm working in Tata Group, moved out of Tata Motors. Now I'm working with a Tata Group who's investing heavily into the electric vehicle cell manufacturing setup. And then the company or the group has picked up, they handpicked up the people who can basically look at, because we are looking at say investing 60,000 crore over a period of time. Then who is better placed to manage the capital, huge capital spend timeline. So those are the added advantage once you are into the field.
Sure, sir. So that was a very well defined discussions what we had about the general CMA queries as well as LMS support from Hawk International, exam preparation, the timeline, what is required, how much effort is required, what could be the background and eligibility we have already discussed. And then we'll be moving on to Task Academy, who is going to represent this CMA course along with ISME, which I'll be representing. So I'll ask Sumit sir, what resources or support networks will be available for CMA candidate during their journey?
So,
If
uh,
somebody opts for a US CMA and applies in ISME along with Task Academy to pursue US CMA, what all things they are going through? So.
okay, so Akshay, before I am informing, can you update means how we are going to provide a PGDBM and the CMA qualification together?
Definitely. So let me elaborate. We are running a US CMA course, ISME as well as Task Academy co jointly, where we are offering two modules. One is a PGDM plus CMA and PGPM plus US CMA. PGDM is those who also would like to have their masters. What we have seen in the recent trend, there are more of this graduates, those who are opting for CMA, and post that they would like to do their masters as per the requirement of the industry or their future perspective. So we have designed this program that you can opt for a PGDM online courses from AICTE New Delhi affiliated to, along with USCMA preparatory, that would be live online on weekends, Saturday and Sunday, Saturday evening, Sunday morning, so that you can fulfill both of the thing and you can prepare and crack both of the thing at a time to save most of your time. And once you are landing for the interview, you will have a bigger weightage on your resume. And PGPM is just a preparatory for USCMA, those who don't wish to go for PGDM and do not like to have any other certification or degree or qualification along with, they can opt for PGPM USCMA with ISME and Task Academy. All the classes will be going to be a live online. We record all the session. These are not any pre-recordings that session. Till now, we have our ERP system, which was from Microsoft team, that we have moved on to DigiCampus. All the sessions will be recorded, and the key benefit is even on any emergency basis, if you missed out any classes, you will have still the recording. And then we have a group, common group, where your program coordinator, your faculties are always active. Any discussion, any questions can be suited there and will be respond immediately, so that you should not be left out or you'll have to wait for too long to to get your answers back. Sumit sir.
Yeah. So, like we are delivering this course online, as just Akshay informed that it is not the pre-recorded lectures we are going to deliver. It is an online course. We have the four qualified teachers, so they are covering the different topics. Okay, and as I already informed that almost 20% practice questions we are going to deliver online only, means in a class itself. Okay, so how to approach the question that you can learn properly. Okay, related to the Hawk LMS, they are going to provide text as well as the whatever may be the MCQs and like essay based questions. Okay, so you need to practice on Hawk portal only. Okay, and like the lectures which we are going to deliver, that we are going to record for your future reference. If you find any difficulty, you can refer that lectures. And beside that, whenever you find any difficulty, we are available to give a guidance on one-on-one basis.
So could you also tell us a little bit more about Task Academy, what is Task Academy and how it is going to help our candidates,
Yeah,
what all
okay.
options we have?
So right now we are running the classes for US CPA, US CMA, US CIA, and US EA, enrollment agent. Okay, so we started somewhere around 1 year before only the Task Academy. But the teachers which we have, they have a teaching experience of almost 3 to 4 years. Okay, and all the teachers are qualified CA. Okay, so about the conceptual clarity or the work experience, and I picked up the teachers from industry mostly because you need to understand, I mean, how we need to apply the concept on a practical situation. Okay, so this way, our teachers or the teachers who are associated with us, they are capable to deliver, means whatever maybe the topics which we need to teach. Okay, so this is, yeah, a brief introduction of the Task Academy.
Definitely, and ultimately, all the candidate post CMA they have to land up in the industry itself. So the industry capable faculties are much more required who can give their practical knowledge as well as the relevance of the work which they do along with the preparation, so that their mindset would be ready prior to getting into the industry itself. So I kept this point at the last from my end itself to introduce ISME and how task and ISME co-jointly are going to run together. So ISME is a part of NVT Quality Lifestyle Group, incorporated in 2006. It's a management institute having UG from Bangalore University, PG program from AICT New Delhi, PhD as well as fellowship program from Mysore University. We are also into corporate training, executive programs, like as I said, USCMA, USCPA, along with PGDM and PGPM. And then we are also into consulting, training, management development programs, and many other verticals. ISME is a part of NVT Quality Lifestyle Group, which started 35 years back as ISO certification. Now we operate in 36 countries. We are also into real estate from past many decades, and we are one of the top real estate holders specialized in villa project, as well as many of you who are from Bangalore, particularly, they may know that Bangalore's top school, that is National Public School, 5 of the franchisees are ours. So we are very deep into the education line, and we maintain our quality as well as the balance to deliver the quality services to all the aspirants and their career prospect here. And we've been knowing Professor Sumit Tiwari from a very long period, 4 to 5 years, since he joined ISME as a faculty for US CPA courses. And then when he increased his capability and got his Task Academy incorporated, we knew his capacity, and we wanted to have a tie-up with him. He has a superb team and a very dynamic team members. So we wanted to run this US CMA along with. So we have a tie-up where ISME and Task Academy would be running this US CMA show together. The all the marketing as well as operational part will be taken care by ISME, and the Task Academy will be delivering the academic part with the help of a Hawk International LMS system, which is one of the best for USCMA as far as I know, and the record says from previous many years. So those who have any questions, they can post there in the chat box here. I think I have received a few questions here from Joshita Dua. She has asked, FMAA crash course can be pursued by taking IMA subscription? Uh,
Can I
uh,
answer this question?
yes, ma'am, please.
So for the FMAA, IMA subscription is not mandatory at the time of joining. So you should be taking the Hawk materials, and through task you can prepare for the FMAA, it's going to take 2 to 3 months to prepare for the FMAA exam. And IMA has their exam windows as twice a year. So during those exam windows, the person can take the examination if they want. So one of the benefits I would say here is if you're enrolling for the FMAA program, the fee for FMAA, which is charged by IMA, is approximately $300 USD. While if there is a candidate who is pursuing the USCMA through Task Academy and going for the Hawk materials, they'll be getting a promo discount for the FMAA exam registration with IMA. So that is a $50 discount they will be receiving if they are enrolling through Task and using the Hawk materials. So eventually they will be paying only $250 to IMA and not $300. And subscription wise for FMAA will start after they complete the FMAA. There is an yearly membership with IMA and 15 CPE requirements. So this is applicable after they have completed their FMAA, but this is not required at the time of joining for FMA, but only after completion. Yeah.
So Lily, she has also included that, and will only Hawk online subscription and LMS will help to clear the examination?
So one of the highlights here is on the day IMA launched the FMAA program, Hawk launched the study material. So Hawk was the first content provider globally who launched the FMAA materials. With not just that, Brian Hawk, who is the CEO and president of Hawk International, he himself took the examination for FMAA in the month of February just to ensure that his material matches the expectation and the examination pattern of IMA. So IMA's first exam was conducted in February last year, and Brian took that examination. Although as a content provider, and he is already US CMA and CSCA, and he has many other qualifications. He doesn't have to go and take a basic certification like FMAA, but the idea here is to ensure that the material satisfies the needs and the examination pattern of IMA. And that's the reason he took that examination. And he also passed the FMA examination. So Ronak and I always say, like, if you do not clear, who else will clear? So, and he continuously makes the changes in the material. So after every exam window, the feedback is shared by IMA to the content partner. So as Hawk is a global content partner, we receive feedback from IMA about what are the new questions or trial questions that has been experimented, and all of this inputs for FMA as well as CMA and CSCA. So we incorporate those in the LMS and it's automatically updated. So even if I would have taken my Hawk online subscription 1 year ago, I still get the updated material online when I log in. So that's how the material is drastically able to adapt to the changes that is coming from feedback from IMA and from the students.
So next question from Ankit Mehrotra. He asked me, what is the fee structure of IMA and Task Academy for USCMA? So ma'am has already answered the fee structure for IMA here. About Task Academy and ISME for USCMA, those who are opting only for the preparation of USCMA, it will cost you 85,000. As well as if you wish to pursue your PGDM along with USCMA preparation, which is very exclusive only for USCMA as well as USCPA. Generally, we do not provide PGDM off campus or in an online module, only for those who seek this executive education under USCP and CMA. We are providing this PG course along with in the online module. So it'll cost you 1,35,000 altogether for the entire 2 years of your PGDM as well as the shorter duration of your USCMA preparatory. Hope, Ankit, I have already answered your query. So, I would like to ask Ronak. Uh, I have seen the LMS system for USCPA from Becker's itself. So what all things comes into and all. Could you define your LMS system a little bit, Hawk International's LMS system? What all things are there? What all technologies are there? And if somebody is subscribing for USCMA along with us, Hawk is going to give what? Books as well as the online access, the duration, what would be the lifespan of the subscription for online access and all? Could you elaborate a little bit?
Sure, Akshay. Thank you. So, like Shri had mentioned, all these exams for which we provide content, Brian Hawk has personally given those examinations and prepared that content. So, when somebody who's creating the content has gone through the journey and knows where a student needs help, the content comes out really better because they have been on the other side. Now, when you buy the LMS, what you get is you get the online textbook so that it's annotable textbook. You can scribble, you can highlight, mark even before the examination, just like Excel. If you filter out with the color, say, for example, something is really difficult and you want it to be seen before you write the examination, so you mark it with red. So before writing the examination, whenever you want, you select the filter as red. All the questions or portions that you marked as red would come. Similarly, there are different colors which you can use to, just if it's amber, that means you know it, but still probably a good look would be fine. Something you marked in green, that means that you already know it. You do not have to go through that. So that is one. Second is the MCQs that we have. In US CMA, we have close to 4,000 plus MCQs in the LMS, and these are not all previous questions. So we have a dedicated team in the US whose job is to quality test each and every question after every session and retire the old questions and add on the new questions. So the questions, the pattern that you'll see in the LMS is always updated, what is expected from a student to be prepared for the examination. Then we have two mock questions which offers unique questions which are not at all seen by the student before they have written the examination. What I mean to say is the 4,000 questions that you have in the test bank, in the mock exams, none of those questions are repeated. So in the mock, you will absolutely see new questions as if you're writing for the examination. And the entire module is set up exactly the way you'll expect in the examination. 3 hours is 100 MCQs, then 1 hour for your essay questions. So the same model is replicated when students are writing the examination, and there is everything, even the questions that you solve in the essay, you have to type it in the computer. Even if it's a theory question or it's a numerical question, you have to type it in the computer, same way you practice in the mock exam. So if you have confidently given the mock exams, you would be very confident to sit for the examination and know what to expect. Third is you will be having exam forum, student forum group. So any questions that you have, you can post there. We have a dedicated team in the US who will go through those questions. And if certain questions are already answered, they'll put you to that link where those questions are already answered. If it's a new question, within 24 to 48 hours, you will be getting a response from the team to your question. Apart from that, the Hawk team is present in India. The Task Academy team is present. ISME team is present. We are always there to support our students in whichever manner possible. You can reach out to us on an email or on a telephone number, and we are more than happy to support our students. Very soon, we have also launched the Hawk Alumni Network. So we have close to 20,000 students in India who are part of the alumni. So this is something that we are also planning to develop, wherein because of the industry connects, we'll be posting a lot of jobs and help our students to, apply to those jobs, etc. So these are all these support that Hawk provides in cooperation with Task and ISME to go above and beyond and support our students, which no other partner would be able to support you with.
Definitely. Thank you so much for elaborating since we knew, but nobody would have, described it better than you since been using it. But still, thank you so much, Ronak, for giving us the complete detail about. So, I believe most of the questions from the attendees are already answered. Uh, what we would also highlight here that fee structure of IMA is directly payable to IMA, and task can help in the registration process as well as Hawk subscribers through task. The candidate will be getting discount while registering for IMA as an applicant, and whenever so is applicable. So anybody, if have any more queries, you can shoot me your questions. Otherwise, we will try to wrap up here.
I would like to add
Yes,
one thing
ma'am.
here. So recently, Hawk has introduced the badge system.
Okay.
So for every core area, because in USCMA there are 12 core areas. So when I complete a core area in my Hawk LMS, from Hawk, I'll be getting a badge. Say, for example, performance management or internal controls. I'll be getting a badge which says that I have completed performance control. So this badge comes from Hawk. So when, say, for example, from task performance management is completed, and there is a batch of 50 or 100 students in the batch, and even 10 of them are completing the badge system for performance management, it creates a very positive peer pressure among the rest of the students that, okay, I should also be completing what my mentor has completed in the classroom. So when you acquire all of the badges, it gives a different level of confidence for you to book the examination. So one of the key things that we should be mindful about is the fee that is going to IMA, especially the examination fee. So when I am booking my examination fee, whether it is like I am a working professional, I earn and I book, or whether I am a student and my parents are sponsoring me for the examination, money is hard earned, right? Whether it is mine or my parents.
Right.
So very important point here that I want to mention is when you're booking an examination with IMA, you should be super confident that I am going to clear with flying colors, more than 400 maybe. I'll not even look at 360 out of 500. I always look at more than 400 out of 500. In which case, these badges play a very vital role, because every badge that you accumulate increases the level of confidence for you that now I am ready for the exam and I can book the examination. And when we look at this badge in the professional space, and I am announcing that I have got a badge from Hawk International for internal controls. There are a lot of prospective employers who are looking for the right candidate who is good at internal controls, who has that expertise and can support their team. So this also helps connecting people who is looking for her for which employee, so with what capabilities. So these are some of the benefits of Hawk Badge system, and we have more than 2,000 people who have already received the badge in this very short span, less than 3 months, I would say. And people are showcasing that in the LinkedIn, creating a positive vibe around that. Opportunities are also getting created. So I would strongly recommend the candidates who join task to parallelly complete the syllabus in their Hawk LMS and gain the badges and go public about that. Thank you.
Definitely, ma'am. That was a very great idea which Hawk has come up with. I would like to add one more thing from ISME and task and to all the attendees here and whoso will be looking at further, that we are the institute who gives you the personal attention, and that is how we have kept our batch size very limited. We are not like any other institute where we have a batch of 50 100 or where the personal attention cannot be. So we keep our batch size limited to 20 to 30 candidates, so that whosoever whenever so, and we are available to guide them and to provide them whatever their requirements are. One to one mentorship, one to one focus can be given there. So we keep ourselves always limited so that we can give you the personal attention and you can take the foremost benefit out of it. So this is the wrap up time. Thank you so much, Sumit sir, Srividya ma'am, Gopalji, Ronak, for enlightening us with the overall structure of USCMA, the expertise, the experience, as well as the eligibility and what all tools and techniques will come up to how to prepare. So hope these were much more informative to all the attendees who are present here. And any further questions and all, you can directly communicate to Task Academy Kalyani, as well as you may have my number. My name is Akshay and I'll be assisting you further. And Hawk is going to give you the full technical benefit to prepare for your USCMA journey. And the expertise from Task Academy from Sumit sir's team definitely is going to help you to become USCMA within a very short span of time. And moreover, the opportunities which are required post CMA, that is your placements and all, ISME is going to take care. Yes, definitely we have the placement opportunity and placements assistance facility for all our USCMA as well as USCPA students, those who are on board with us. So thank you so much for being there. Thank you so much for guiding us and enlightening us with all the points, facts, and figure of USCMA. Was pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much once again, Sumit sir, Srividya ma'am, Gopalji, and Ronak. We'll
Thank
be
you.
catching up soon.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, and best wishes, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.